Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stop Being Sold, a community of informed consumers who are sick and tired of being sold financial products that they don't understand or need. So if you're tired of being a transaction, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never, or the subscribe bell, I should say, notification bell, and subscribe so that you never miss another video again. So my name is Michelle. This is Brian.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Michelle.
Hey. So today we're discussing what is a fiduciary and why consumers should care. So one thing, Brian, most people really actually don't know what a fiduciary is. So I'm going to kick it off to you. Will you tell us the exact definition? Let's start with the dictionary definitions, and then I'll take it over why it's important.
Well, the easiest definition, and okay, so let's do this. Basically, a fiduciary is somebody that manages property, money on behalf of someone else. It's that simple. Right. But a fiduciary, when I became a fiduciary, the law requires me to manage someone else's assets for that person's benefit and not for my own benefit.
And not for the benefit of a specific life insurance company or a specific investment vehicle.
Right. And because a fiduciary gets paid a fee instead of a commission, there's no clouded judgment there because it doesn't matter what product that consumer gets, your fee does not change based on that.
Right. And so that's why you should care about what a fiduciary is. So let's say you have an IRA or you want to set one up or you want, you have an annuity or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. The point is that when you deal with a fiduciary, a financial advisor that is a fiduciary, he or she must, by law, put your interests above a specific company of their own, right? So
yeah, even their own interest because of the so if you got product A and product B, it doesn't matter what the product is. And this product here pays 5% and this product pays 1%.
Right.
It doesn't matter. This one's a set fee at 1% or this one's 5% commission. You can't justify the difference. Right. And you've got to find which product is best for your consumer. It's that
right. Simple. And if they breach, it's a serious obligation. If they don't do it, it's called a breach of, a breach of fiduciary duty, yeah. And they're liable. It can
be sued, clearly be sued. Yes.
Got it. So
fined, all of that. So.
Right. So how does fiduciary duty work? What do we need to know about that?
Okay, so fiduciaries operate under a duty of care.
Right.
Meaning that I'll use the textbook definition first and then give you an example. How's that? Okay, so a fiduciary must make an informed business decision after reviewing all the available information with a fine-tooth comb. And what I mean by that, you can't just John and Mary walks into your office and says, hey, I want to set up an IRA. Oh, great. Here's one. And just pull one off the shelf and hand it to them and have them fill it out. No, you've got to analyze the situation, try to figure out what they're trying to accomplish, what their risk tolerance is. There's a lot of different things you have to do there. And think about it this way. The easiest way to explain this is going to a doctor. Okay. You go into a doctor. When was the last time you went into a doctor's office and the doctor prescribed you a medicine or a treatment without interviewing you first and trying to understand what the issues were?
Right. Well, they don't do that. They don't do that.
Okay. So why should a financial advisor be allowed to do that?
Right. Well, so back it up. When you said, Mary and Jim or whoever it was, Mary and whatever, walk into a financial advisor's office and they're like, I want an IRA, and they pull it off the shelf and they're like, here you go. That actually does happen.
It does
when the financial advisor is not a fiduciary, and I know it because it happened to me.
Well,
Not with an IRA, not with an IRA, but something similar. And it was just like, wait, what?
there's a
Years
huge
later.
difference based on how advisors are licensed in
Sure.
the industry and also how they get paid, which is usually determined by how they're actually licensed. So
Right. So you talked about duty of care. What about duty of loyalty?
yes, so duty and loyalty, you're breaking it down to where you're completely loyal to your client.
Right.
Honest, there's the better word. You're honest with your client. You're not hiding any undisclosed lawsuits or anything like that against you or how you've done your business. There's no personal conflict of interest like XYZ insurance company is going to pay you X amount of extra dollars to write this policy versus what may be best for the consumer over here. So you have to be loyal to your consumer and you have to disclose to them. So think of it this way. Let's say you are writing variable annuities and you got two different companies here. And this company A ended up being the best fit for this consumer. Well, being loyal to them will your job as a fiduciary is to explain to them that, by the way, this isn't a product that I charge a fee on.
Right.
This is a product that the company will pay me a commission on.
Right.
And some of the guidelines now for some states are you must actually write it out what your actual commission is, and the consumer must sign off on that. So, which is good. I'm really glad because this fight's been going on for decades. And it all depends on who's in office, this, that, and the other of, pushing this issue. Some hate Wall Street, some love Wall Street. It continuously goes back and forth. But so imagine, Michelle, if you came to me and you're going to do a rollover and you've got $100,000 in your account and, okay, here's the best product I found for you. Oh, by the way, Michelle, I've got to tell you up front that I make 5% commission for writing this product. But it is the best one for you. This one over here could have paid me more or could have paid
it's the best one for you, and here's why. Being able to explain that, right? So
you have to be,
it goes back to puts the consumer in the driver's seat to make the choice.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
But so it's your job as the fiduciary advisor to make sure that you explain everything to them.
Right.
There's no hidden secrets. I mean, and the consumer has to feel good about the purchase.
Right.
They're tired of being sold products. They do not want to be a transaction any longer. And thank goodness you're really starting to hear the word fiduciary in the news a lot, in advertising finally. Yeah. It's been a long time in the coming of this. So.
Okay, so, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep cutting you off. I just have a really important question here. This is the last question actually, is how does someone know, or how do you find out who's a fiduciary and who's not?
Well, the easiest way to do it is ask them, are you a fiduciary?
Okay, so if I'm currently, I could currently have a financial advisor. I can make a phone call and be like, hey, Jack, are you a fiduciary? Right. But if I'm shopping around, if I'm thinking about, I'm looking for, I'm interested in like, annuities or whatever it is. Right. Or, college planning help, whatever that might be. Just pick up the phone, ask them, but also like, can anyone just say that they're a fiduciary? Is there anything else that you want to ask to like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yes, ask them first, number one. Secondly, fiduciary is not going to lie to you.
Right. Well, yeah.
Or a non-fiduciary is not going to lie to you and say, oh, I'm a fiduciary just to get the sale, because you can go check this stuff out.
Okay, then that's what I was getting at here. Like, because there isn't some written rule and a bunch, chiseled in stone that says they have to have fiduciary after their name, much like you do with certain other, like lawyers, right? For example, you have to have whatever your degree is,
Yeah.
exactly, whatever it's called, your little initial acronyms, whatever it is.
I was never big on them acronyms. It's like, you spend a lot of time in school. Okay, but can you help me?
No, and absolutely. But that's how we see things when it's like, oh, this is an MD, this is a JD, this is a da 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 da. So, all right. So just asking, ask.
Number one, and if they're a fiduciary, one of the things that we want to accomplish with the Stop Being Sold community is having advisors that are on our platform sign, number one, a fiduciary pledge to our customers that come to our site, because that's what we want. And the consumers are asking for it. Consumers are demanding it. And that's what we should be as advisors to our consumers. So.
Got it. Awesome. All right. Anything else you want to add about fiduciaries? Good.
And you can even search for, you're starting to see a lot of Google searches for fiduciaries near me.
Yeah.
It was funny, up to a couple of years ago, you never heard the word.
No.
It's a bad word in the industry.
Yeah. And now it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Consumers are asking for it. It's so exciting. Yeah. I was at a convention here 2 years ago in DC, and the lady had at her booth had a sign that says, "I am a fiduciary." And I'm thinking, yes, finally, people are coming out of the woodwork and finally promoting it.
Yeah. All right. So if you like this video and you like the content in it, we'd love the like. So just hit that little like button and also subscribe so that you don't miss another video again. Thank you, Brian. And thanks to everybody who is helping us just make the Stop Being Sold community what it is. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Michelle. Have a great day, everyone.